How's it going, everybody? I'm gonna take a few minutes. I've prepared a few listings, few designs, but the idea here was to number one look at the merch archive through the Merch Informer tool. Just to kind of, I want to do this regularly. I want to show you guys and look up for myself at least a few months in advance. For example, what was selling the previous year, or let's say 2 years ago, whatever. Now, for this, and I'm just going to take a minute to go through this because there's not a lot actually that I found out through this. And then into after this, I'm going to go into movers and shakers and look at 5 examples of designs that I kind of thought were cool, that I can see having a lot of potential. Now, in September of 2021, and I've selected September 1st. For anybody who's not familiar with this, it basically it gives you for example, top 500 results on a certain date from previous years, and information about, for example, listings that were selling that day, or you can look at number of days and kind of put together like a week or a month or whatever time frame you're looking at. So for this, I just wanted to pick a random date because we're already in July. We have August, right? So for example, if you're trying to like catch something that started selling it in August last year, I would say we're kind of already late if you're not promoting or advertising aggressively. So I figured, you know what, September makes sense. Surprising to me was that it was pretty much Halloween based, because we're looking at September and then October. So 2 months in advance, these listings were selling. Now, what I would say is don't go copying this one, because I think these ones just exploded last year until somebody probably noticed that there were I don't know, there was like infringement problems and everything, because these are lyrics to a song. But basically what I got out of this is Halloween. So if you're thinking September, what you should be listing or promoting or thinking about at the beginning of September, we're talking Halloween. Let's get into movers and shakers. What I've looked at here are daily movers and shakers. I've looked at the US marketplace, but instead of jumping or looking at the first page, because if you look at the first page, I mean, any result that you go, like if you're doing, I don't know what kind of research you'll be doing, but if you're just going through Amazon and looking at the bestsellers and all that kind of stuff, you're going to see what's on the first and second page here. So what I did was I went to 10th page, 9th page, just to see, for example, what stood out and where, like I said, where I thought there was some potential. And you know, there's nothing like, for example, like I didn't do a lot of in-depth research here. But again, these are the items that did show up on movers and shakers, and I actually thought that they were interesting. And there was a couple of, well, at least one I think that's kind of controversial, and it's important, especially for newer people, to realize that, for example, emotion fuels sales and it will fuel your success. So, for example, even this one, ban assault rifles, not books, just because there's in the U.S. recently, there's been a push to ban certain books, not to teach certain topics in schools and all that kind of stuff, and also on the assault rifle side, there's a lot of passion and a lot of belief when it comes to Second Amendment, all that kind of stuff. So basically, this is like attacking two political kind of political issues or discussions that are very emotional right now. And it's no surprise, for example, that this showed up. If we look at the actual design, it's text design, right? There's nothing special, but again, you can see that this person actually did a great job with the brand, repetition in words, and even this Chrome extension that I'm using. It's showing us the words that are being picked up. So when somebody's using Amazon's search engine, and they're looking for assault ban, weapons, and books, these are the words that come up. So in overall, kind of like this is a great listing. It's a great design. It's a great kind of like a complete listing with like I said, with the brand, with the title, and with the bullet points. This one I picked for two reasons. One is because it's custodian life. So this person went so specific with like a very generic graphic, and that's why I picked it, because the graphic itself is so, I don't know if the word overused is correct, because here's another one with a similar graphic that I picked specifically for that reason, to show you guys. But the graphic is just a normal graphic, but they're now not attacking, but like targeting a custodian, so a very like specific profession. And this is, if you're talking about like scalability and you know, how you can take one graphic and come up with like 100 different targets, different terms, different professions, different, I don't even know, hobbies. This is the way to do it. And this person did it, priced the shirt at a very low price, and they're making sales. And that's all it is. And you know, for people that are in, you know, tiers 20,000, 100,000, 200,000, they know this. They know the secret to this. And I bet you any money that, you know, people in tiers 100,000, you know, have 500 of these t-shirts, same graphic, different text, and they're out there. They're just out there for sale. And it just makes sense. It makes sense from a business, I guess, strategy, if you're talking about or thinking about filling your slots. Because if your goal is to get those 100,000 designs up, you know, you're not going to have a unique design every single time. So anyways, that's why I picked this one, because it was very interesting, very unique and specific. This one I picked just to show you the graphic. Like it's very similar. It's not exactly the same, and it's just funny, and it sells. Oh, I don't drink, just drugs for me, thanks. And it's, you know, it's a funny T-shirt. Nothing to it. $19.99. It's generating sales, but again, the point that I'm trying to make is same graphic, different idea, and it sells. My pronoun is patriot. The reason I'm going with this one is, again, it's kind of similar idea to this here, ban assault rifles, not books, because it's kind of like the whole, I don't even know if it would be political, like it is targeting political, like a niche, because with, you know, funny Republican T-shirt, but it is going against, you know, half the country here, who you know, people that believe that your pronoun should be, you know, what you choose, and these are, for example, this person here clearly is against that, and you know, they probably believe in two genders and all that kind of stuff. And putting all that aside, any opinion that you might have, if we're talking about sales, and we're talking, like I started the video talking about feelings and passion, and you know, what actually gets you sales, it is something like this, because people will buy this. Now, you know, if it's a question for you, like, do you want to do something like this? That's, you know, I remember when I got into this business, people were saying I won't sell anything that, you know, mentions cancer in any of my designs, or, you know, because that's just kind of like capitalizing on somebody's suffering, or whatever the case might be. But from the business point of view, this will sell. This will, you know, create a lot of emotion. People will see this and say, yeah, this is how I believe. I want to get my message out, and they're going to buy this shirt. So that's one of the reasons I picked this one, is because it is a very active, very kind of lively topic over the last, I don't even know how many, probably years. And also I wanted to go with this one because it is it's a very kind of like these. I have so many of similar designs because they're text based. It's kind of like a play on words. And again, the reason I picked this, it's because it's so like you can scale this. You can come up with 1,000 different versions of this. Just change the word nurse to something else, and that's it. The point here is that it did show up on movers and shakers, which means it's selling. It doesn't have to sell a lot, right? But it is selling. And like I said, you can make 1,000 of these for every profession, every hobby, anything that you can think of. And that's like if people who are just starting out are running out of ideas and they're saying, I have to be super creative. Uh, yeah, that's great if you have the time and everything like to invest in research. But if you're just kind of going with a number of designs because you're in a higher tier, or maybe you're pushing it to your products to Etsy, to eBay, to Amazon, to Merch by Amazon, Printful, whatever else you can think of, then this is the way to go, right? Because you want to play the numbers game. So anyways, in summary, September, Halloween already, which is kind of scary. And then the 5 designs, like I said, I was looking at scalability. I was looking at the graphics to show you guys. And then just sometimes, going after people's emotions and beliefs and, whatever is kind of like trending in politics and news that would create some kind of an opinion or an argument amongst people. So that's it. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you, guys. I will talk to you soon.